So in my previous videos, I've talked about blue light and the importance of avoiding blue light at night time. And I just wanted to elaborate on why that's so important, because a lot of people understand or hear about this thing called blue light, but they don't truly understand why it's important to avoid it, what it is. So let me clear that up for you. So basically, blue light is part of the light spectrum that we're all exposed to from all the different light sources that we come across. So blue light, if you think about the light spectrum as the colors of the rainbow, blue light is one of those frequencies of light that make up that light spectrum. There's lots of other colors, obviously red, orange, yellow, green, all those different colors, indigo, violet. Now, we want to be avoiding the blue light because research has shown that it's the blue light portion of the light spectrum that impacts the area of our brain that shapes our circadian rhythm and our sleep. The area of the brain that's of most importance here is the suprachiasmatic nucleus. And it's this part of the brain that tells the body what time of day it is. Now, in nature, and the reason why this is so important is in nature we only get light obviously from the sun or fire, and we get very little blue light source from fire. It's mostly orange and red and yellow. But the blue light is very distinct times of the day that we receive it, and that's in the middle of the day, in the afternoon time, from late morning onwards when it's at its highest. The rest of the time, at the end of the day, during dawn and dusk, we find very little blue light. So this plays a very important role for us and other, animals and creatures, birds and fish on the planet in shaping what happens in our bodies. So when blue light is released from the sunlight or comes through the atmosphere and reaches us on Earth, on planet Earth, then we are then getting this communication that it's the middle of the day. So when we are then exposed by blue light from artificial light sources, like we are a lot of the time in our modern lives, we start to interrupt this pattern. We start to create conflicting information, because on the one hand it's dark outside, but yet we're exposed to this blue light which is telling our bodies a completely different thing, and it creates a lot of problems. The other side to it is blue light also suppresses melatonin. Melatonin is obviously part of this circadian cycle that I've talked about, and melatonin is important for preparing our bodies for sleep. So if we don't avoid blue light in the hours leading up to sleep, we are not going to get optimal levels of melatonin, which is going to affect our whole sleep process, the whole circadian rhythm, our quality of sleep, our depth of sleep. So it's so important to avoid blue light. A third reason to try to minimize blue light just overall and not getting too much exposure is because it's been shown to degenerate a part of the eye known as the macula. Now, macular degeneration is actually the #1 leading cause of blindness. So this is another reason we don't want to get too much exposure from blue light, which we often get from things like screens, mobile phone screens, mobile devices, laptops, all those kind of things, even artificial lights that we use in the home. We're exposed to a lot of this blue light. So these are very good reasons to minimize it. There are three #1 ways three ways to reduce our exposure to blue light. One is through just simply avoiding those sources, obviously the screens, artificial lights, particularly in the nighttime period. Second thing is to use special software that you can get on these devices. A lot of it doesn't work that well. There are some that do work very well. And the third thing is through glasses. We can wear special glasses that help filter out this blue light. Now, you might have seen these glasses. There's lots of them out there now. A lot of them don't work that well because they don't do a good job of filtering out the blue light. And the simplest way to know what does and doesn't is the color of the lens. So you want to be using a lens that's either orange or red. to filter out blue light, to really block out most of the blue light that's so important to be avoiding. So hopefully that's useful. Any questions, let me know, and I'll catch you on the next video.